Welcome back to the Overcovered Podcast, you guys. I am your host, Jenicka Lopez. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching from where you guys are at, in your house, in the kitchen, in the shower. Getting ready to head into this episode. If you guys missed last week's episode, please make sure you guys check it out. But before you guys go, make sure you stick around and watch this episode because we have the one, the only, the gorgeous Yoatzi. So cute.
I'm so nervous.
Why are you nervous?
I don't know. Every time I come on like a new podcast, I'm so nervous.
It's different when you're on the other side because you have
Yeah.
pretty not smart.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm a little nervous, guys.
And then it's your brother.
I know.
I love him.
But thank you for having me. I'm nervous, but I'm excited.
I'm excited. I was like, I need to get her here. I want to dive deep into who you are. And like, I love your spirit. You're just so free-spirited. From the moment I met you, you've always been super chill and kind and loving. And I love that about you. Is your real name Yoatzi though? Like, is it a nickname?
Yes and no.
Okay, what is it?
No, so Yoatzi is my middle name.
Okay.
My first name's Guadalupe.
All right.
I'm a Lupe.
Lupe.
I don't look like...
They don't call you
look
Lupita?
I hate it. I'm so sorry to all my Guadalupes out there, but I hate the name Guadalupe.
What?
It's so like señora vibes. I feel like Doña Lupe.
And then it's a boy and a girl's name?
Yeah, it is. And I feel like in Mexico, everybody has the name Guadalupe or Jose or Maria. That's literally my parents. We're all Jose, Maria, and Guadalupe. And I'm like, bro.
Wait, what's Louis?
Louis just Louis.
Oh, well, good for him.
Yeah, him and my
Love
sister
them.
got lucky, but I'm Guadalupe Yoatzi Castro Garcia. Bro, all Mexican.
So Mexican.
But Yoatzi is like the nicer
I
one
love
in the
it.
whole thing. So I'm like, I'm going to go by
You know, I've
my
never
middle
heard
name.
of that.
No?
Yoatzi?
Yoatzi.
No, I felt like
The only one.
cute.
Just kidding.
I mean, there's only one Jenicka, so.
I
mean,
unique with our name.
There we go. Have all your kids named after us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Make sure you give us our 10% when the baby comes. Just
Imagine
kidding.
we just get checks like another Jenicka's born
I know.
today. We're like,
Imagine.
okay.
When's your birthday?
November 4th.
November 4th? Okay. The reason why I was asking because a lot of Guadalupes are named because of Christmas.
Oh,
You know when like babies are born like Christmas Day, they call
God,
Guadalupe
you're right.
because Jesus and then the Virgin and all that stuff.
Okay, so my name, I got Guadalupe because of my grandma. Rest in peace. She already passed away. But my grandma really wanted me to have like a santo name. So they were like, you need to call her Guadalupe. And then my dad was like, okay, you're right. And they were kind of nervous that I might come early or that like the pregnancy wasn't gonna go good. And my dad made a promesa to the Virgencita de Guadalupe. And he was like, Virgencita, like if my daughter is born healthy and good, you know, I will name her after you Guadalupe.
There you go.
So that's
Healthiest
why I'm
baby.
a Guadalupe. Yeah, I'm like, I'm thriving, baby.
There we
Thanks,
go.
Dad.
Wow. What?
Yeah.
So okay, you have Louis. It's you, and then you have a sister.
Yeah,
Where do
Andrea.
you fall? Like where? Who's the oldest?
I'm the oldest.
You're the oldest.
Yeah. Did you think Louis was the oldest?
I thought you were middle.
Really?
You're giving middle child vibes.
Oh my God, no, I'm the oldest. But I do want to say that in certain like moments, I do feel like Louis is the oldest too. I feel like Louis can be more mature. And like they do tell me that they like feel like I raised them because a lot of times my parents would work and I would watch Louis and Andrea. But they're like, no, a lot of times we feel like you raised us. But there's like moments where I feel like Louis has the more like matureness to him.
Like raised you as well. Like you guys were like tag teaming. Well, how old is
we're
he?
like we're 4 years apart.
Okay,
He's
not so much.
I'm 28, so he's like he's 24.
Okay.
Yeah, we're 4 years apart. But like right now that our ages kind of seems a little similar, I feel like he feels older sometimes.
How was it growing up with like you guys together, all of you?
I feel like we had such a good childhood. My parents, they worked a lot, like 24/7. So it was just like us three for like a really, really long time. But I feel like we never had dull moments. We always like laughed, had the best moments together. And I feel like that's why we're so close now. Because I know a lot of siblings don't have close relationships. And that makes me so sad.
It's a blessing.
Yeah, it's such a blessing. And I'm literally so blessed every day when people are like, oh my God, I wish I had that relationship. I'm like, oh my God, I guess our trio, like it's so tight. I guess it is kind of rare.
It's very unique.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like especially in Latino, Hispanic, Mexicans, like a lot like they don't love older brothers and sisters don't love each other. Like my mom's siblings like like you don't feel the love.
Right.
But now that with my siblings, like we're super close, tight knit, or like really, really loving.
I really get that though with like the older generations almost. Like it's kind of like weird to be like, you know, very close to your family, like in that vibe. Yeah, I totally get that.
What was I going to say? But who were you always closest to? Louis?
I feel like when I was growing up, it was definitely Louis because we were 4 years apart and all the mensadas, literally me and Louis grew up together. Like, oh my God, we've always been like, and then when we started doing social media together, me and Louis got close again because for a moment we drifted apart because I was like the rebellious teenager and Louis was still in his like little mocoso vibes with my sisters. So that's when Louis and Andrea were besties. And me and Louis and my siblings just kind of disconnected for a while.
The jealousy.
Dude, we just like completely disconnected just because I was like all teenager vibes. Like, don't come in my room. Like those type of vibes. Because I was like, oh, mocosos. But then after when me and Louis started our social media journey, well, him and then me, we started getting close again. Like super, super close. And then Louis moved first to Southern California.
Okay, where are you from?
Northern California.
Okay, yes.
So by the Bay Area.
Okay.
We're from Watsonville. Shout out
everybody.
But what was I saying? I lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry. About you guys when he moved here first.
Oh yeah. Louis moved here first. So I stayed up north with Travis, my parents, and my sister. Yeah. So I feel like in that little moment, and I also was going through like a lot back home. So me and my sister got really, really close. And I feel like I never really saw that coming with my little sister because we're like 7 years apart.
All you needed was Louis to
move
out the way.
I'm like, bye, Louis. Thank you. No, and I feel like I got to know my sister in like a completely different light. Yeah. So now I loved my sister always, okay? But now I love her more because she was really there for me when I was going through like a lot of stuff. And like now I love going to her house and I'll just go by myself and I'll be with her in Oakland for like a few days. Aww. So yeah, I feel like now I'm really close to both of them again.
That's good.
Yeah.
You mentioned like you starting your social media, right?
Yeah.
When did it start? How did the idea come out? What did you want to do?
Well, it was, I don't know if a lot of you guys know, but Louis did start his social media first. But I was taking video classes in high school. So I knew I always wanted to work in something with like just being on camera, making videos, producing. But I never thought about YouTube or social media. Like that wasn't a thing in high school. And then Louis started making his content and it went viral and he was doing so good. And that's when he started dragging me to the dark side. He was like, come here. Yeah, he was, because I was working as a server at Applebee's at the time. And I wasn't making money, dude. I was making like no money. Like people back at home in that Applebee's would never tip. I would get like,
that's what you survive off too.
Dude, yeah, when you're a server, you survive off of tips. And I would make no money. And I was just like so stressed out. And Louis would see that because I already had Travis. Travis was a little baby. So Louis was like, okay, man, like you're doing the wrong thing. And like a lot of people liked me in his videos. So then he was like, you need to come over here and you need to start doing your own channel. Wow. Even though I was so scared because it's like scary when you start social media.
And it's like, it's a long journey, like a long process.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like a lot of people don't realize that because they only see the jump. Like once you go viral, it's like, no.
Like there's a lot before that, before that happens.
And even like before you even considering like doing social media, like in your personal life.
Yeah.
Like you have a lot going on. It's like you had a baby at that time. How old was he?
He was, I want to say like 2.
Oh my God.
And my mom and dad were so scared because my parents were like, Louis, like you cannot push her to do that because like if you push her to do that and she quits her job and it doesn't work out, like she's screwed. Like she needs to buy food for her kid. And oh my God, I was terrified. But Louis, shout out to Louis, he believed in me. And he was like, no, like you have to do it. Yeah. So if it wasn't for Louis sitting us down and having that conversation of like, Yoatzi needs to do social media, it would have never happened.
Honestly, you have a great personality for it.
Yeah?
Like you do it so well. Like it's very... You guys are the same but very different. Yeah. Like loud and fun, but in your own ways.
Yeah.
Like it brings so much youth and more excitement to social media because I feel like there's so much darkness and like things going on that
It's scary out there.
rumors and stuff. It's just, it gets annoying, and it's like,
scary.
why does anybody ever want to do this?
Yeah.
So I really like that you guys are refreshing. You and Louis are very refreshing.
Thank you.
Like, I love seeing everybody all together, even with Adam and just like hanging out. I want to talk about Travis.
Okay.
How is that with the Travis? Like, you had him at what age?
Dude, he was born a week before my 21st birthday. So I was 20 when I got pregnant.
He's like, you can go out to drink now.
Yeah, no, I remember he was just born, and I turned 21 a week after, and I went to that same Applebee's that I worked at.
Aww.
I went to have like a little drink, and the server was like, "Oh my God, how old are you turning?" I was like, 21. She was like, "You want a drink?" And I was like, "Oh, I had never had like a drink out in public before." And she's like, "You need to, like, you're turning 21." And I was like, "I'm breastfeeding, babes."
Aww.
But everyone was like, "No, just have like one margarita." And like, I was like, with a newborn baby right here.
You want some?
Yeah. So that was crazy. But I did have a pretty like rough pregnancy with Travis.
Why?
His dad was like really, really toxic.
Okay.
And like I went through it with my pregnancy, and I feel like my whole pregnancy I was just basically crying like the whole time. My whole pregnancy was really, really sad. But and with Ella it was completely different. So it was really nice just to see like the difference of when you have like a good supportive partner. What a big difference it can make to your pregnancy.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Pregnancies and for the kids as well.
Yeah. Hell yeah, for the kids as well.
Like, have you seen like a growth in Travis since?
What do you mean?
Like if like, let's say take Ella and Alex out of the picture.
Ella and Alex.
Where no, but what would like how would it, like, would you imagine him being the kid he is today without them?
Well, my Travis is one of the most loving kids ever. And like, I don't say that just because he's my son, but he is so loving. And I really want to say that that's from me and my family. We're also very, very loving. And he grew up the same way. Like, he's so sweet, and he loves animals. He's so gentle with animals. And I feel like when a person...
He's a gentleman.
He's a gentleman. And when a person's an animal person, I feel like that says a lot about people.
I am.
You know, I feel like they have like a pure heart, and he's so sweet. And yeah, he's just like the sweetest little boy ever. He has manners. He can be a little rough sometimes because he has attitude, you know. But he's so good. Like with his sister, if like anyone messes with his little sister, he's like, "Hey, like, be nice with my baby. That's my little sister." Even me, when sometimes I'm like, "Ella, don't do that." He'll be like, "Don't do that to my little sister." Like,
you're like, "Don't be talking to me."
Yeah, he defends her so good. And I'm like, oh my God, he loves her. And he'll tell me like, "Mommy, I love her so much." And I'm like, "Oh."
How's mommy life? Like, be for real. Like,
I quit.
I
quit mommy life.
Because honestly, you look great.
Thank you.
You can't even tell. Like,
Thank you
know,
so much.
It's a lot of work. My sister has kids, so I've seen it firsthand. So you look beautiful.
Thank you.
You look great. But I know when you get back home, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. My kids are definitely a handful. There's days where like, I'm like, oh my God. I think this last Saturday, I had them like all day. They drove me nuts. Aww. Like that day was one of the, you know, there's just those rough days where you're like, oh my God, like I'm getting away. Like it's just, they either one's crying, the other one's crying, they're fighting. Like it gets rough sometimes.
Yeah.
But I feel when I have those really stressful moments, I just like to remember like, look, this isn't going to last forever. And when you're older, I'm going to remember those moments and wish I would have appreciated them more.
Yeah.
So I try to live in the moment, even though it can be stressful, but mommy life is rough. Yeah.
Especially finding that balance.
Finding the balance. Like, I think right now I'm in a good spot where I can be mommy and then I can find time for me. Like, I really got into the gym right now, and gym is like 100% my me time.
Tell me it's not like, it's just so like it's refreshing.
Yes, it's so therapeutic. And I had people that would tell me that before, and I was like, shut up.
You didn't get it.
Like, I was like, no way. And now that I'm so into it, like, I can't wait for my next workout. Yes. I'm like, oh my God, I feel great.
I feel that completely.
Yes.
Okay, so how's like the co-parenting?
The co-parenting.
Because look, I'm going to be very, very honest.
Yeah.
When it comes to like, you know, dramas and all that stuff, rumors, and I personally, because I know what it's like, I'm like, I choose to
oh my God.
scroll away.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Like, I'm just like, if anything, I'll ask them in person, or I'll just like, you know what I mean? Because
like, what's going on, bro?
No, but it's like everything's so painted, and it's like people make up these own little stories, and they don't even know. So that's why I'm like, I rather know like from the horse's mouth and stuff.
Real.
Like what's going on.
So me and Alex really had like a very rough patch. And I honestly, we've talked about it before. I'm pretty sure we're both pretty sure that it's because we kind of lost ourselves with the kids,
of course,
and our relationship just kind of like drifted apart. But I feel like we still care about each other. We still care about each other a lot. And, you know, I already went through a very hard, toxic relationship, and my son got to live through that relationship as well. And Travis's dad is no longer in the picture.
Okay.
So he got ripped out of Travis's little heart, you know? Even though I do tell my son kind of nowadays, I do try to explain to him what happened. So he's like aware. But Travis did get somebody already yanked out of his life. That was his dad. And Alex, from the moment that they met and me and Alex got together, Alex has been that father figure for Travis.
Love that.
So I'm like, I don't have it in my heart to like rip someone away from him like that, especially like a good person, because Alex is a really, really good person. And we both just talked about it. And like, just because our relationship isn't working out doesn't mean we still can't be a family.
Yeah.
And I feel like that term family is different now.
For sure.
It's not what it used to be, where it's like, okay, you guys are married, you have 2 kids, you live in the same house. That's a family. I feel like the times are changing. It's different, and we're still family. We still do a lot of things together.
And he stepped up to the plate.
Yeah. Because literally Travis, like when we're going out, Travis will tell his friends, like, that's my mom and that's my dad. Like, he doesn't know what stepdad means. He doesn't say that's my friend. I don't know. He'll call him his dad.
That's
so
good.
he thinks he's 100% his dad. And, you know, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel really, really good.
What do you feel like you've learned, like, and this process, like as co-parenting and then like figuring everything out?
I feel like I learned a lot because, like I said, Travis's dad, I tried co-parenting with him, but it did not work, like, at all. So I feel like in order for co-parenting to work, both parents have to be on the same level, same understanding, same page, same everything. If one of you is not on the same page, it's not going to work. You both have to understand that you're co-parenting together for the family, for the kiddos. And that's when it works out beautifully.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm happy for you and your little family. And,
Thank you.
you know, I that's why I like asking and like knowing, because people just, like I said, they mix up the story.
Yeah.
And it becomes this whole thing. And then you start believing the story in your head. It's like, I genuinely don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then people will automatically be like, oh my God, like, you guys are back together. Like, stop lying to us. Like, already tell us. And I'm like, okay, well, just because I feel like people just haven't seen a good, healthy co-parenting, maybe on social media. They haven't seen that, so they don't understand it.
Yeah.
Or they'll tell me, like, you guys are just like doing stuff and blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God, bro, like, it's not even like that.
And they don't understand it because they've probably gone through it themselves.
Yeah.
Where like they're either the child where it's like their parents didn't work out.
Yeah.
Or they're going through it and it's like,
yeah.
And it's possible. Like, it's literally all about communication.
It literally is. And like, don't get me wrong, I still really care about Alex, and I'm sure he cares about me too. But at the end of the day, it's just, we really want our children to grow up with like a beautiful childhood and not have any like traumas and stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, congrats to you guys.
Thank you.
I love it. Okay, we're going to go on a quick break and then we'll be right back. All right, you guys, welcome back. We have the gorgeous, beautiful Yoatzi. I have been loving and playing this game called Amiga Circle, right? It's super cute. It's little conversation cards, okay?
How cute.
So they all have different ones. There's community, growth, and healing.
Okay, that's so cute.
So you pick one for me, I pick one for you, and we just go like that. But let me mix them up because from last week's episode.
Okay. So it's not the same thing.
Yes. And we just found out we're going to go see Bad Bunny together, you
Literally,
guys.
just found out right now.
We're like, do we say the brand name together?
I know,
Yes
we're
or
like,
no?
Brad?
Who's taking you?
I know, that was sickening.
No,
That's
but
so fun.
We're going to have so much fun.
We'll post pics.
Our fits are going to be fire.
I don't know about mine. I haven't tried it on yet.
No. The Western vibes.
Like, yeah.
You know.
I know those vibes.
We love it. Okay. Here we go. You pick one for me and then I pick one for you.
Okay, I'll do pink.
Ooh.
What is it? Commune?
Yeah. And commune is what again? Without community, we are nothing. These cards will encourage you to connect as a collective.
It's the first communion.
I'm going to do purple because you guys are all purple vibes over there.
Pretty not smart.
Yes, there we go.
Do I read it to you?
It's up to you. Well, yeah, read it to me. And then I'll read yours to you right now.
Oh, it's in English and Spanish. English or Spanish?
English.
Okay.
English, yeah.
When was the last time you felt most alive?
Wow.
We're all getting all deep right now.
Okay. The last time I felt alive. Look, I will be honest, this year has really started off like really rough.
Oh,
so
dang.
yes, like I just feel like everything's just been, every week is something new.
Oh, man.
But you know, God gives his battles to the strongest soldiers out there. But you know, who said I wanted to be the strongest? Just kidding. No, but last time I felt alive was probably Christmas.
Ooh.
And I say Christmas because my sister got a real Santa to come on Christmas Eve through her little chimney. Well, not through the chimney, but through the front door.
Oh, me
Yes.
thinking so, like scooting down on the chimney.
He pretended like Rudolph was at the, you know, this, what is it called? The roof.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I felt like my inner child was healed.
Oh
like
my
it
God.
felt so
I got
magical.
goosebumps.
Dude, literally when Santa came through the door, I know it sounds really childish, but seeing my sister's kids really, really happy and like all of us together, like for me, that was like, oh my God. And
God.
it was midnight, everything. It was so beautiful.
You're all yelling, you're like, Santa.
Yes, literally. It was so amazing.
Cute.
But that was like, you know, the last time I felt really joyful and alive.
I need to do that for my kids. That's a
Honestly,
core memory for sure, huh?
Yes.
Even
it
for
was
you
like,
now, that's like a core
for me, I was
memory.
like, and then my sister's like, I almost say, honestly, I was going to cry when I saw him. I'm like, oh my God. And they're like, you know, I don't know why you cry. It's because your dad, when he was little, he would do that for you. And I never knew that because, you know, memories like fade or whatever.
Your body like remembers those
Yes.
feelings
and I'm
those
like,
memories.
But I just saw the kids' face and they were like amazed. Like, and I'm like, I know a lot of people don't think it's okay to believe in Santa or whatever, but
Really?
yes, a lot of people like, why are we gonna let our kids believe in these lies or whatever? But I'm just kind of like, why? But like, it's so much joy and so
magical.
much peace, and especially like people that are, let's say religious or whatever,
right. Yeah.
like they because of Jesus or whatever. It's like you have to find that balance.
Yeah.
And really like, I don't believe in Santa, but I was
In that moment, you did.
yes, I'm like, oh, okay.
You're like, is Santa real?
Like I was really good this year.
Oh, that's so cute. I'm definitely gonna do that for my kids.
Yes.
So cute.
Okay. How can you be kinder to yourself right now?
How fucking I'm like, ugh. Let me see. I think I just need to take it easy on myself, just with kind of the words I say to myself sometimes, because there's days where I'm not feeling like my hottest, best self.
Feel that.
And I'm like, oh, it's because you ate that bag of hot Cheetos and you drink that soda. And I'm like, you know, I'm being so
feel
mean
that.
to myself. And I know when you are in your fitness journey, you kind of have to be that way. But I want to say I just need to be more gentle to myself.
Yes.
Even though it's really hard.
It is.
In your fitness journey, because you kind of have to be tough to yourself. But I want to
Have a balance.
Have a balance.
Is it harder because you have kids though? Like everybody in the house, like
No, not really, because my son, he's the oldest,
Okay.
right? So he knows that I'm on a diet. He's like, Mommy, are you still on your diet? He's like, do you want chocolate? I'm like, I can't, baby. He's like, your diet. And he'll literally be like, Mommy, you can't be on a diet. And I'm like, baby, I'm trying to be healthy for myself. Like, I'm trying to be. And he's just like sometimes I'll be talking to Alex and be like, how many calories is that? And Charles is like, what are calories? I'm like, nothing you need to worry about, babe. So like, you're really young. Don't worry about that.
do you have a certain goal that you're trying to get to?
Yeah. So for the longest time, I was like 150 pounds. And dude, I was working out so hard and I could not get under 150 pounds. And I was like, bro, what's wrong? And that's when my nutritionist was like, well, first of all, you got to drop the alcohol because that's not going to help you at all. And you need to eat right.
Yeah.
So right now I'm 140, so
Queen.
10 pounds, but my goal is 135.
Wow.
So
Okay,
5 more
You're
pounds.
almost there.
I'm almost there, but dude,
You're like starving.
it was not starving, but it's just, it's
It's a mental. It's a mental
hard.
thing, and it's harder because like you have to meal, like know your meals.
Oh
You
my
go out,
God.
you have events, so you have to fight.
That's when it gets really hard.
Yes.
And sometimes I'm like starving and I'm like, I just won't eat because I don't want to fuck it up. It's hard.
Well,
My turn, huh?
okay, yes, go babe.
Let's do grow.
Okay. Ooh,
Dude, these are deep.
they're good. They're
I'm
like
getting
good
these.
conversation.
These are deep.
I got them in a PR, and I was like,
Really?
"Ooh, yes."
What's the brand?
I have no idea. I honestly
dead.
no, but we all grow Latina.
How cute.
Yes, I love.
Ah, we all copy you. You're like, hey, pretty not smart. That was my idea.
That's fine.
Okay. What fears are you holding right now? What do these fears activate?
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
What fears am I holding right now? I've always had a fear of abandonment. So, like people leaving my life. A couple people have like left my life recently, so it's a lot more. Right now in this moment, I feel because I'm getting older, I'm like, when is this gonna end?
Oh my god.
Like, when am I gonna have like a core group?
Like, when am I going to stop losing people?
Yes. And it's kind of like, it's more that I'm getting older. Cause like when I was like younger, like 21, I'm like, okay, like
You don't really care, huh?
I don't really care. I'm young and high school, all that
gonna
shit.
meet more people.
Exactly. But now that I'm getting older, I'm getting older. Like I'm over this shit. Like I have no more energy. I don't have time for this. Like I have to set that boundary also within myself, like with people that I meet, not to take them in so
quickly,
deep into my heart.
And so quickly, because I feel like when you do that, you get hurt more because you don't really understand people's true intentions.
Yes.
And that's when you get hurt.
Yes.
And how old are you?
I'm turning 27 this year.
Okay. So we're like, what, 2 years apart?
Yeah.
Because I'm turning 29 this year.
Okay, yeah.
And for the longest time, I had no friends. And I was so sad. And I would get really sad because I would get a friend and then something would throw me off that I was like, that person can't be like a close circle friend. But you know what? Finally, I think I talked about this on my podcast that I finally found like a group of girlfriends that we're all moms. It's a group of 3 other moms.
Your people.
And it took me a long time to find this group, but I feel so comfortable with these girls.
Yeah.
But I just want to say, like, I just be patient and your group will come when you least expect it. And it'll be like the tightest little group.
I feel it too. Like, I feel like, okay, I always think of things as seasons.
Okay.
Like God lets things happen for a season and, and that was that time. Like it's done. It's over with. Now we're going into something new and it's going to be better and greater. And, I'm patient, but that was like, little fears that I have.
How you're all putting that fear into me now? Like,
no, don't.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. Who do you go to for advice when life gets challenging?
When life gets challenging. I feel like I have like 3 different people I go to. One of them is my mommy. My mommy has always been my best friend through life, and mommy knows best. So sometimes I just need her when times get really, really dark and hard. I feel like she's my safe space always.
I love that.
And then when it comes to just other stressful things, like sometimes social media will drive me nuts and there's different types of anxieties and things like that. Louis is like the go-to. He always calms my anxieties down and he's always like, hey, like he just always has the right things to say for like certain things. And then when it comes to just, I feel like me as a person and I'm going through a lot of stuff, Alex is where he comes in and he's kind of like, he just also has the best word. So those are my 3 top people to go to for any type of like crazy life advice.
I love it. Like you have certain situations for each person.
Yeah,
basically.
literally. Yeah.
You've battled with anxiety and depression?
Yes. I'm on antidepressant.
Really?
Yes.
When did you first discover like,
oh my God, you know what? So I went to therapy, and when you go to therapy, I don't know if you've ever done therapy.
I've done therapy.
But they take you way back. They take you to like your childhood, your trauma. That shit is hard. But I realized when I went into therapy that I first felt anxiety for the first time when I was probably like 7 years old. Wow. And it's weird because I remember my mom would like put plates out and she'd be like, okay, it's time to eat. And for whatever reason, I would get anxiety all over my body, but I didn't know what it was, right? So I remember telling my mom, like, hey, mommy, I have to go upstairs. I need to lay down. My stomach hurts. And I would remember.
Before you would eat?
Before I would eat.
Uh-huh.
And my mom would be like, okay, like, weirdo. She didn't get it. So, and I didn't know it was anxiety. So I would go upstairs, and I remember I would lay in my parents' bed and just breathe, and like naturally soothe myself. And then I would go downstairs and I was able to eat. But if I didn't do that, it wouldn't happen all the time. But if I didn't do that, I felt like I wanted to throw up.
But what triggered you?
I've gone through like a lot of stuff when I was younger, like stuff that I don't really want to open up about just yet.
Right.
But a lot of nothing to do with my parents, but just some traumas that I endured growing up when I was little. So I feel like those things just triggered my little girl, when whatever was happening would get triggered. And now as a grown woman, when I get this feeling, I'm like, oh my God, this is when I was doing my therapy. I was like, oh my God, I used to get this when I was little. And she was like, oh my God, like anxiety has been real, just living in your body for so long. But, so I don't know if you saw, but me and my son went through like a very, very scary thing in 2020. And I feel like that traumatic event brought back all of my anxieties, and it caused so much depression for me. So I was like really, really bad with my
What happened? Because I didn't see.
So me and my son, my ex, Travis's dad, he we had broken up because he would cheat on me like all the time.
Okay.
So we broke up, and he could not accept the fact that I broke up with him.
Right.
So he was always been kind of like a crazy person.
Okay.
Always been crazy, psychotic, and he would just do the most craziest of things that I had to get a restraining order on him because I was scared of him. Like, he was a scary person. And then when he got the restraining order, I feel like that completely triggered something inside of him that made him go crazy. And so all of his craziness led to, he had this whole plan that one of my ex-girlfriends that was close to me told me, but his plan was to sneak into my house.
Right.
And he said that he was going to shoot me, shoot my son, and then shoot himself.
Wow.
And end his life.
Okay.
So I remember telling the cops and alerting the cops about that. But, you know, the cops are, there's something else. I literally told him, like, look, this is going to happen. This is what he's planning on doing. They didn't do anything about it.
The system's
And let me tell you that 2 days later, that's what he tried doing.
Wow.
He broke into my house while me and my son were upstairs. He broke into my house, and long
You were by
story
yourself?
short, I was by myself.
Okay.
But you know what? When I was actually on the phone with Alex while this was happening. And I heard noises. So I remember calling my dad too. And I was like, hey, Dad, like, I'm pretty sure someone's in my house. I was like, you need to get your butt over here because someone's in the house. So my dad rushed to the house. But while my dad was driving over here, that's when my ex had found me and Travis.
Wow.
And I had rushed into a room downstairs to hide from him. And he was holding me and my son at gunpoint for like a good while. He was pointing the gun at me and my son. And I haven't opened up about this in a long time.
Wow.
But it was like the scariest thing I've ever had to go through.
Wow.
Because I hope you never experience this. I don't know if you've had, but for a little moment, I literally got the feeling of my body of like, my life is going to end right now. It was the worst thing I've ever experienced in my life. So I don't wish that upon anyone. That's
triggered your anxiety all over
so
again.
After that happened, he got arrested and all of that, whatever. But after that happened, I was fine. I was like, I can't believe I'm okay after what happened. But literally like 5 months after it happened, like a big wave of anxiety and depression just boom, just like hit me. And I didn't see it coming. And I was like, this is what happens when you don't go to therapy. And I had the worst PTSD. I had really bad anxiety. I got the worst depression and I didn't know how to fix it. So the doctors, I hate that doctors do this, but they just right away put me on meds. They're like, you need to go on medication. And honestly, I mean, I have a love and hate relationship with my meds. I hate them because I'm basically addicted to them. And my antidepressant, I have to take it every single day or I feel like shit.
Really?
Every single day. Or my body just starts getting like withdrawals, I want to say.
Yeah.
So I have to take it every day. But I do love them because they're the reason why I'm okay. Yeah. I'm like, okay. But my goal is to get off of them hopefully this year. That's my goal.
Yeah. Maybe little by little. That's why I never went on them.
Don't.
I don't. Or Xanax for anxiety.
No,
I have
no.
really, really bad anxiety. So I'm just like, so that's why I smoke. Like
That-
I smoke almost every day.
Dude, and I wish, because my friends smoke too for like their anxiety and depression. I wish that I liked to smoke.
Yeah.
But I don't. I get more anxiety.
Yeah.
And my friends are like, you're smoking the wrong stuff. And like, I've tried, all my friends are like potheads and they try to get me to smoke. And
Yeah. It's just not for you.
yeah,
But-
I wish it was though.
Well, no, I feel that. Wow,
Yeah.
I did not know that.
So scary.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
But, you know, like you said, God puts these things in our life for
Yes.
like a reason. And I feel like I've definitely become such a like a mentally stronger person for sure after what I've been through.
How's like therapy? Do you still do therapy? Or is it kind
I
of like...
stopped going, but I need to go back. I have
Yeah.
to go back.
It's
been a little
life-changing
bit.
though.
It's amazing. It's literally, oh my God, giving me goosebumps because
Yes.
I learned so much about myself through therapy. And have you ever done EMDR?
No, what is that?
It's like a kind of like hypnotherapy,
Okay.
but you just talk about, you start from the very beginning of your life, like you
Okay.
go way back to like your childhood,
Okay.
and you start from those traumas and you work up all the way into your new traumas. But they do this like little eye mechanism like this,
Okay.
and you have to just stare at it over and over, and that kind of like helps your brain desensitize all of the anxieties and depressions connected with a certain memory.
Wow.
So if you have anything like crazy traumatic, I would say try EMDR. It's life changing.
Well, I'm about to go there tomorrow.
You're like, on my way.
Thank you. This podcast is over.
I'm about to do a session on her right now. No,
Wow.
it's like crazy therapy, but it works.
No, but it's healed you. You feel like you're in a better place now?
100%.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, I feel like before I couldn't even really talk about the topic without getting like, oh my God,
Like,
you know?
a chest feeling.
Yeah.
in your
I
chest.
still get a minor chest feeling, but it's like, I can breathe through it and talk through it, and it's okay.
Does it give you a different perspective on life?
It
Like,
does.
Every traumatic thing that you've ever been through, including therapy, like now you're like, wow, like you learn to appreciate it yourself and life.
Yes, like I feel like my life is so valuable to me, and I'm still learning so many things about my life. Like right now, what I'm working on is to live in the present moment, because it's so hard. It's
Yes.
really hard to let your past and your present affect your present.
What you're doing now.
Did I say that right? Your past and your future affect your present, because it's anxieties and worries.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, you just have to live in the present. Enjoy your kids right now. Just like live in the now. That's my big goal right now.
And it's so beautiful that you realize that, like, and you started now,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm still like shook about that story.
Dude,
You've shared it before?
I feel like I've talked about it, but never really gotten too much in detail, just
Right.
because there was a, what's it
Legal
called?
and all that, right?
The court stuff. It was ongoing for so long, but he finally, after like 2 years, because he got out on bail, after 2 years, I believe, he finally went to jail for a year. And he
okay.
just got released, I believe, in like December or something.
Was that traumatic? Like scary for you as a mom and like
It
to
was.
relive that?
It was, but I feel like I've already healed a lot mentally, that I wasn't as scared as I thought I was going to be. I'm just thankful that he hasn't like bugged me and my son, and me and my son are like protected by the court.
Okay, yeah.
So I just hope that person is like, you know, doing their own thing and just doesn't bug me and my son.
Yeah.
That's like all I care
You're
about.
living your happy life.
I'm living my happy life with my son and my baby Ella, and that's it.
Do you have a favorite?
Of my kids?
Yes.
I cannot have a favorite. I love them each so much in their own special way. It's because I feel like, okay, I sometimes definitely do baby Travis more,
Okay.
but it's because, you know, he was the one baby for so long.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, I gave all of my love and attention to my new baby, fresh out
Yes.
the womb baby girl. But no, I love them both so, so much.
Do you feel like you're done? Boy, girl, done, or you want more?
No, I want more.
Really?
Yeah, all bad.
Ah!
Yeah. Like mom life is so crazy, but I get the worst baby fever, and like just because my kids are crying and I'm like, I want another one. I want more babies. Like, I don't know. I just love my kids. I love my kids. I want like another one. I think I would want another boy.
Really?
Yeah. I want another boy.
How's like what's the difference? Because obviously I don't know, but like
Yeah.
between raising a girl and a boy.
It's really different for sure.
Okay.
My son was definitely always been mommy's girl, like 100%.
Okay.
And I was really careful with my son, but I feel like with my baby girl, it gives me more anxieties because I have to be more protective of my baby girl.
Yeah.
So I feel like I was always really nervous to have a daughter because you just have to, like, if I protect my son 100%, I need to protect my daughter 110%. Like, you know,
Yeah.
that it makes, because the world is so cruel and I'm terrified of what can happen.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I'm like always safeguarding my baby girl as much as I can, but it's definitely different.
Oh.
And my girl, oh my God, she does not give any fucks about anything.
Love that.
She is crazy. She has so much energy. She's not scared of anything. She'll jump everywhere, anywhere, climbs everything. And Travis was afraid. He's still afraid of everything. Travis is like, I don't want to do that. And Travis hates spicy food. Ella's like, with the hot Cheetos. She'll chug a bottle of Coke if she could. Yeah, they're opposites. They're crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, does Travis have like some type of trauma, PTSD from that, from
I'm
like
sure
past
he does.
situations? Or
I'm really,
hasn't
really
came up yet?
sure that he does, because when it happened, he would always be like, when it first happened, he'd be like, hey, mommy, does my dad still have a gun? Like he would always bring that up. And
So do you feel like you have to put him in therapy?
yeah, I definitely have to put him in therapy. But me and him have a lot of like conversations, because sometimes he'll bring him up. And when he was younger, I would tell him that his dad went off somewhere. I was like, oh, your dad's just not right here right now. Because he was really young when it happened. He was like 4.
Okay.
But now he's 7. He's a little more understanding. And he still asks me, like the last time he asked, maybe it was like 2 months ago. I picked him up from school and he'll randomly think about his dad. Just super randomly. He'll be like, hey, mommy, remember when my dad did this and this and this and that? And I'm like, yeah. And then he'll be like, oh, mommy, like I miss him. And I'm like, I know you do, baby, but remember that your daddy, unfortunately, did not make the right choices.
Yeah.
He made wrong choices and he chose to try to hurt you and mommy.
Wow.
And we can't have people like that near us.
At
like,
least you're honest.
We have to protect ourselves. I have to be honest with him because I don't want him to think like, why isn't he around? I have to tell him he's just not a good person.
And I feel like there's certain situations where you don't have to be honest. Like say, I don't know, something else happened where he was still around, but it's like, you have this situation, you have to tell him.
Like if, like, I don't know, like say me and Travis's dad broke up just because of cheating. I don't have to disclose that. Just be like, hey, it didn't work out.
Yeah.
But in this situation,
literally life and death.
I literally have to tell him because I don't want him to grow up thinking that he's like a safe person. I mean, I don't know what kind of work he's doing now. I don't know, but I still wouldn't trust him around me or my son or my daughter, like and any one of my family members. Hell no, it's a scary person. So I have to tell him to be aware, just so he knows.
Wow.
And when he gets a little older, I do plan on, just telling him everything, how everything happened.
Yeah.
But when he's ready,
for sure.
He's ready.
Yeah, no, he's too. I feel like he's too little right now.
Yeah, when he's gotten all the therapy that he needs.
For sure.
And everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I definitely got over comfort.
I get over
comfort.
I'm like shook. Like, no, I'm just really like, that's why I love the podcast, like doing podcasts, because you discover and you get to know somebody else
in a different way.
Mm-hmm. Like you don't see that on you, and it's like you go. And I wish people. That's why I like doing this so that people can see it. Yeah, and stop like being judging, misunderstood, like just like everybody has their own shit.
Yeah, and I feel like I want to thank you for making me feel comfortable because it's not something that I like just open up to. I haven't even talked about it like on my social media or like because it's just like it's like annoying. Yeah. But you made me feel very comfortable to just tell you my life story.
That's my whole point is like I want people to feel comfortable and to feel at peace, and I feel like it brings some type of healing too.
It definitely does. Yeah.
Especially if like you've done therapy and stuff. It's like, okay, I'm good to talk about it, and it's like your story can bring somebody else.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I can definitely just open up and heal some more of that trauma.
I love it. Okay, we're gonna go on a quick break again, and then we'll be right back, you guys.
Okay.
All right, you guys, welcome back. Wow, that little last segment,
that was hard.
That was like a but I want to know, in a lighter, happier, topics, what is next for Yoatzi? I know you guys have the podcast Pretty Not Smart. Who came up with that name? Like, where did that come from?
Pretty Not. Oh my goodness. So me and Louie, we were planning our podcast for so long, but I feel like a podcast isn't right until you have the perfect name.
Yeah.
And me and Louie, damn, we had everything ready except the name.
Mm-hmm.
And we were going back and forth. We couldn't do it. And I was like, dude, we have to use something that we use all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just throwing ideas back and forth. And I remember me and Louie, anytime we would do something stupid, we'd just be like, sorry, I'm pretty. Like, I'm just pretty. Sorry. Like, we would always say that.
Uh-huh.
And I remember we were in the car and I was like, Louie, I was like, pretty, not smart, right? I had said, I don't know if I right away said pretty, not smart, or sorry, I'm pretty. I said, what about sorry, I'm pretty? And then he was like, pretty or pretty and dumb or something. We're like, pretty, not smart. It just like came out super random. And I feel like we both got that little butterfly jittery feeling of like, that's the name.
Love it.
And when we shared it with the team was like, oh, that's perfect.
It
like,
fits
pretty,
you
not
guys.
smart. Yeah, literally pretty, not smart, bro. We're
Wow.
all airheaded.
Okay, so you have the podcast. What's next steps for you? Like in your life, you're turning 29. Where do you see yourself? Like, what are you feeling? What are you hoping for, manifesting?
I'm manifesting a lot of things.
Okay, hear me. I
That's
want to
a
hear.
list. No.
Let's go.
I'm really into my fitness right now.
Okay.
So I really want to just keep focusing on that and hopefully inspire others to, get on the fitness
Right.
journey, because it's such a beautiful journey once you kind of balance it out and figure it all out. But I also want to do more projects with my social media, because I feel like I've been slacking on social media. I've been slacking, so definitely want to work on more projects. My podcast keeps me pretty busy, but I just more projects that I want to work on this year. It's like a goal of mine.
And you guys did the Dime Optics, right?
Yes.
We
did a dime collab.
How was that?
You
loved it?
Oh my God. We loved it because it was the first time me and Louie got to do a collab together. So, oh my God, it was amazing. The whole launch went great. It was amazing. And we finally got to do like a photo shoot together, a whole project together. And I loved it. Love.
It's like your built-in bestie.
Literally.
Yeah.
No, and then he laughs about it. He's like, you guys think I would pick her as a friend? She's my fucking sister. I have to be with her. I'm like, shut up, you love me.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, if I saw you in the street, we're besties.
Period.
Like, I feel it.
Sure.
So, Louie?
I'm coming for your bestie.
Exactly. No, but I really appreciate you coming and really spending that time and letting us hear that story.
Yes, thank you.
I just feel like you, again, people have, okay, no, this is a question. Do you feel like, what is your biggest misconception? Like, what do you feel like people misunderstand you about? Like, they're like, oh, Yoatzi's this.
Yoatzi's ugly. I'm just kidding.
False.
Yoatzi's old. No, I feel like, dude, I don't know. There's just been so much shit said about me on social media that, for whatever reason, a lot of people just don't really like me. And I don't understand why. Maybe I look mamona or something. I don't fucking know. But just a lot of people. But there's also, just like there's evil, there's so many people out there that I get so much love. Like the love definitely outbeats the bad.
Yeah.
100%, always.
How do you beat the bad? Like what is because would it affect you? Because it would affect me a lot.
Oh my God, yes. When I first started, I would get anxiety and I would cry because I was like, how can people hate me? Like, they don't know me. Like, us being on social media, they only get to see like what 10% of our lives. They don't see everything else.
What you want to show them.
There is so much more that happens behind the scenes. It's insane. And they just get to judge us and know us by that 10% or whatever they think they heard about blah, 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 blah. But I'm like, babes, you will never know that like 90% that I just sometimes when drama is going around, I don't even have the mood to address it. Because sometimes you address it, but I'm like, no matter what I say, they're still going to believe whatever they want at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But I think all of that stuff, just being on social media for so long, that's what I've learned. Like, just as long as I feel okay, I'm healthy and I'm happy, that's kind of all that matters. No matter what people say about me, it at the end of the day, it's a comment and it doesn't matter. It's going to vanish into a little cloud.
Yeah, because it's like if you go out and clear it out, only that certain amount of people are going to hear it and we're like, okay, but you're still a liar.
But yeah. Or they'll be like, but actually, what about this? I'm like, like, babes, I don't have the energy.
So what? Oh, that's why you're a bitch. It's no.
I guess so.
But it's like there's no point in wasting the energy.
Yeah,
the time.
Literally.
And it's like people are going to make their own stories and do their little thing anyways. And you have kids to worry about.
I have kids.
You have a family. It's just like at the end of, like, let's be realistic. this might end.
Yeah.
Social media might end.
That's
What are we
scary,
gonna have
huh?
left? Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like, but I'm okay. Like if it were to end tomorrow, I'm like, okay, I did what I had to do.
And I'm good.
I let people come into my life. Like this is what I am. Like I want to leave the world and knowing that I did good and that we all did. Like
We did our little part of people watching our lives, wanting
Yeah.
to be in our lives.
like it's with reason. Like again, like I do this because I want people to find healing.
Yeah.
Like there's a reason why we go through everything that we go through.
Yes.
And we're in the position that we're in. You went through what you went through, and it's like women can hear it and wow. Like
Yeah.
wow, Yoatzi, like I thought this, or I'm like,
You know what's really, really hard about what happened to me is that I've always wanted to talk about it to spread awareness. And I've always wanted to talk about the red flags to look out for when it comes to certain men, certain women, just people, red flags, abusive relationships, all of that. But it's really hard because right away when I try to open up about it, I feel like the haters come and attack me. And they're like, oh, she's just talking about him because she misses him. Oh, she's talking about him because she's in love with him. And I'm like, far, far from that. Like, I just want to share my story to girls that are probably in abusive relationships because it's so hard to leave an abusive relationship. It's extremely hard. So a big part of me, I'm just trying to find a way to release all of that information without the haters coming and attacking and eating me.
because then they're like, oh, she's just a victim or whatever. And it's
like,
well,
she's
like
making
this is a
herself.
real life situation.
Yeah.
This is what like I would want to know.
Yeah.
You know?
Or you know those people that like come at us, like I also started closing up about talking about my anxiety and depression because I would open up like today I didn't have the best day. I
Right.
had anxiety and they'll be like, here you go again with your fucking anxiety. And I'm like, like, bro.
You don't know it until you've gone through it.
And you know, I don't wish anxiety or depression upon anybody because it's the worst thing ever. Ugh, I hate it.
And it's so hard to come out of.
It is. It is very, very
It's
hard.
dark, it's ugly, and it's like, you know.
Hey, but I'm really proud of you for not taking meds.
Really? Thank you.
Proud of you. Because
You know
it's
what?
hard.
I've seen people like be on them or whatever, and it's especially I've even thought about it like when I get on planes because I have really hard trauma getting on planes. So they're like, why don't you take a Xanax? I'm like, no, like,
Oh, you're so strong.
let me just get,
You are strong.
let me get zooted, let me get high as hell, and I'm like,
That'll work.
knock out on the plane.
Dude, because
But yeah.
scary.
It is. It's like,
Scary.
and there's people that like, you know, certain things have happened. It's just like, you know what, like. Realistically, medicine's not supposed to be meant for our body. We're supposed to take care of ourselves like
Right.
naturally. Fruits and the sun and all these vitamins and all that.
But when I was going through it, you know, I was in such a dark place that literally the doctor was like, meds, I was so fogged up by the depression, anxiety. I was like, give it to me. I was like, whatever's gonna make me feel better.
Well, I believe in you. I
Thank
feel
you.
like you could do it, and I feel like God has a lot of purpose for you and for your life and for your kids and Louie and your parents and everybody. Like you have your close knit circle, and I feel like
Thank you.
you have been through so much already that it'll probably get harder. Let's be real. Let's be real.
For both of
It'll
us.
probably
Life
get
is
harder.
hard.
It's gonna get harder, but I feel like you went through that to teach you and for you to be stronger in the next thing.
Yeah.
You know? So I really appreciate you being here and
Thank
taking the
you.
time to share your story.
And thank you for making me feel so comfortable. Literally so comfortable. I feel like, you know how I was so anxious?
Yes.
As soon as we started talking, I kind of mellowed out. I was like, okay.
Like
Like your voice is soothing too.
Oh, thanks.
I was like, getting all cozy.
Whoever's listening. No, thank you. I really appreciate it. I try my best to make everybody, because like I said, like I don't know. I prefer not to know you.
Yeah.
Or to know about your story.
I love
I know
that.
you, but you know what I
But
mean?
get like a blank start. I love it.
Because I was like, what am I gonna, I'd rather just figure it out as we go. And I'm so glad that I did.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that we're gonna hang out this week. We're gonna go
We're gonna go see
our husband.
Our husband.
And spend some time and hang out. But I really, really appreciate it. Please share your socials for everybody to follow.
Yoatzi on everywhere. Yoatzi. And Pretty Not Smart podcast.
Yes.
If you want to
let me know when I can go on, because
yes,
right there in the middle. Just
a
kidding.
little Pretty Not Smart X
Overcovered. There we go. No, but thank you so much again.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you guys for watching and listening. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, leave a review. Let us know who you guys want to see next. Please follow Pretty Not Smart. Watch their podcast. Follow Yoatzi. Louie, love you. love your sister more, probably.
Just
kidding.
Love that.
Just kidding.
Sorry, Louie.
But I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will see you guys next week. Bye. Overcomfort Podcast is a production of iHeart's My Cultura Podcast Network.